Well, we have some breaking news for at this point of time. US President Donald Trump has said that the world will find out over the next probably 10 days whether the US will reach a deal with Iran or take military action. At the inaugural meeting of his Board of Peace in Washington, D.C., Trump said, "We have some work to do in coming to an agreement with Iran about its nuclear program and that we may have to take it a step further." In recent days, the US has surged military forces to West Asia, while progress was also reported at talks between American and Iranian negotiators in Switzerland. Before we go across to Disha to tell us more, take a listen to what Trump said.
We may have to take it a step further, or we may not. Maybe we're going to make a deal. You're going to be finding out over the next probably 10 days. We do have some work to do with Iran. They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. You can't have peace in the Middle East if they have a nuclear weapon. And they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they've been told that very strongly. They must make a deal. Or if that doesn't happen, I maybe can understand. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But bad things will happen if it doesn't.
Disha, there the US President Donald Trump has issued an ultimatum to Iran saying that US will have to make tough decisions. How do you see the situation panning out with tensions only simmering between both the countries?
Right, Raisha. So, US President Trump again issuing an ultimatum to Iran, this time a 10-day deadline, saying that if Iran doesn't make a deal within the next 10 days, he's going to have to look at US military strikes. Now, this is not the first time he's issued such an ultimatum. Remember, before the previous US strikes in Iran last year, he issued a similar 10-day ultimatum. But in fact, within days, we saw that the US in fact struck nuclear and military strikes in Iran. So, the big question really is this again a bluff by the US president, and could we see an attack by the US on Iran this weekend? Because that is what many reports were suggesting, given the amount of US military the military armada that has now reached and surrounded essentially Iran. We have those aircraft carriers, we have 50 plus fighter jets all nearing and basically surrounding Iran in a sense, all waiting essentially for US President Trump's final decision whether he chooses to take military action or there is some sort of deal or negotiation or diplomacy essentially takes the forward step. But that's really the big question. War clouds are definitely looming over Iran, and it's all a wait and watch thing to see now, because remember the talks between Iran and US are ongoing, which is one differentiating factor from what happened last year when the strikes took place in roughly June last year. This time there are talks ongoing between Iran and US officials regarding the nuclear program. So really it's a wait and watch scene.
Absolutely, Disha. We're going to have to see how the next few days pan out, but thanks for getting us the latest right now, Disha. Staying on with the story now, amid escalating tensions with Iran, the US President Donald Trump has issued an ultimatum against Iran, saying that he will take a decision on Iran within the next 10 days, urging Iran to make a deal or bad things will happen. Reports earlier suggested that the US military is prepared to strike Iran as soon as this weekend, but Trump has not yet made a final decision about whether he'll authorize such actions or not. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu too issued a warning to Tehran's leaders should they fire missiles at Israel, saying that Israel's response will be unimaginable.
הגורמים הקיצוניים מסרבים לוותר. הם מתארגנים מחדש כדי לאתגר אותנו מחדש. איננו נחים על זרי הדפנה. אנחנו ערוכים ודרוכים להגן על עצמנו מול כל אתגר. אנחנו פועלים בצמידות עם בעלת בריתנו הגדולה ארצות הברית. הבהרתי לידידי הנשיא טראמפ את העקרונות שלדעת ישראל צריכים להנחות כל משא ומתן עם איראן. אנחנו ערוכים לכל תרחיש. ודבר אחד בטוח, אם האייתולות יטעו והתקפו אותנו, הם יחוו תגובה שהם אפילו לא יכולים להעלות בדעתם.